I'm wrong. I'm totally wrong. This does have Leprechaun Returns. Hey ladies and germs, how's it going? This is your old pal CHH, and I wanted to do a video today because it's kind of interesting to me how a series that is looked at, really as just this straight-to-video, fun little 90s horror series has actually gotten a number of releases. And, it's not a bad thing. I actually think it's pretty cool, but I just find it extremely interesting. Today we're talking about good old Leprechaun. Now, of course, St. Paddy's Day is coming up, and this is the time. I think now is actually a good time to start watching the movies because you don't want to binge them and watch every one in a day. Watch one for one day, then wait a couple days, watch another one, wait a couple days more, watch another one. And you kind of can enjoy it that way and not burn yourself out on them. And that's kind of what I do too. I'm really praying. I think a lot of you guys would probably agree. Where the hell is the Shamrock Shake? Did McDonald's discontinue the Shamrock Shake? Now listen, I'm Irish. My last name's Hannah. I am nearly a full-blooded Irish guy. And it kills me that they took away the Shamrock Shake. Who remembers Uncle O'Grimacy? It was those old commercials with the Shamrock Shake. It looked like Grimace, the purple one, but it's a green Grimace. And his name is Uncle O'Grimacy. He's awesome. I love Uncle O'Grimacy. Please tell me that you guys have seen Uncle O'Grimacy as well. So, anyway, guys, so listen, Leprechaun, one of the most fun straight-to-video series ever. Of course, it didn't start out that way, but it quickly turned into a straight-to-video series. The interesting thing about this, and these collections we're going to look at today, is, if you want to own the Leprechaun films on Blu-ray, you got to buy them all. Nearly all of them, which is very interesting, and we're going to talk about that. But you got to buy them all. Lionsgate decided when they went to go to high def that they were going to put everything out in one collection. Now, the DVD releases were very different. I grabbed a couple just to show you guys the situation. So, these are Trimark DVDs, which led me to believe that maybe there was a chance that Leprechaun was going to go to Vestron Video down the road, but, it kept enough esteem, I guess, that Lionsgate were not going to do any kind of boutique label or small label stuff. They were just going to put it out directly. But yeah, so back in the 90s and 2000s, if you wanted the Leprechaun films, you could get them individually, but they were on DVD. And here's an example of the disc, Lionsgate Home Entertainment white disc. And this is a fan favorite, so that's why I wanted to pull this out. Leprechaun 3 is considered to be, by many, the best Leprechaun sequel. Some will even tell you that it's, in fact, the best Leprechaun film. It depends on the day, when you ask me. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I love Leprechaun, I know that for a fact, but I don't know if I would consider it the best. What I do think it is, it takes all the right risks. The location is really fun, it's not New York, it's not it's Las Vegas, which I think is actually a really great place for Leprechaun because of the luck of the Irish. It makes perfect sense. Jason took Manhattan, Leprechaun took Las Vegas. So, I like it. This was straight to video. I think 2 might have gone to theaters as well. But that's an example. And just for one more example, again, they continued the Trimark label, and you got Leprechaun 4, which I think is actually really funny. I think it's completely knows, okay, this is so preposterous. Are we going to really try to make a serious film here? Are we really going to do that? No, this movie is over the top insane. You've got great looking 90s broads, but you've also got some insanity and really bizarre stuff. And I think there's a scene where the Leprechaun looks giant, excuse me. So, yeah, so you can get the movie if you want. If you are a person that hates multi-packs, because I know that's it's kind of a thing with physical media collectors. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but there's a thing where some physical media people hate owning movies in collections. They like to own movies separately. I see that fairly frequently. If that's the case, go the DVD route, because you can get Leprechaun 2, 3, 4 individually. Now, overseas, I believe NSM Records, which is basically this German Blu-ray label, they put out the Leprechaun films separately on Blu-rays. But I'm an American. I'm talking about the American releases. In America, you got to get the DVDs if you want them separate. So it was probably, and this one should still be available. Some of these are going to be a little harder to get, but probably not impossible. And I'll tell you what my favorite one is. So let's go to 2015. I think it was 2014, 2015. Leprechaun was rumored to have gotten some new physical media releases coming. I remember reading about this. and it was a big deal to me because I was always a big fan of watching these movies. I have such a fun time with them. And then we got the announcement that Leprechaun was getting a full, complete Blu-ray collection, and then this came out. I think the date is even on the back of here. 2014 is the newest date, so it might have been 2014. Yes, then we got the announcement that there was going to be the Leprechaun Complete Movie Collection. Now, I was excited about this. Mine came with a really damaged slipcover, which I know would have thrown some people off. They probably would have returned it, but I couldn't help it. I was so excited. This is a great set. This is still a great set. This is probably the set that most of you own. And I love this set. I love the set to death. You know, we'll take the slip off. As you can see on the hype sticker, which they need to bring those back, it says, first time all 7 films are available on Blu-ray. And when you take that out, you're going to see, and here, the back of the slipcover and the Blu-ray release are exactly the same. So it's going to show you what films it comes with, and you're going to have Leprechauns 1, 2, and 3, and see the cult classics in full HD audio and video. And then it has 4 in space, In the Hood, Leprechaun in the Hood, and Leprechaun Back to the Hood, and then Leprechaun Origins, which was the WWE Leprechaun film with Hornswoggle, the Leprechaun wrestler, portraying Leprechaun. Which I did not like at all. I don't think anybody did. So when you first got the release, it came with, I miss these, kind of like the information cards. Now the other side is an ultraviolet code, which I don't even think ultraviolet's a thing anymore. And to my, at this point, I was a little bummed out about this. Now I get it. You know, if they would have put these on individual discs, this thing would have cost even more money. But it comes with Leprechaun 1 and 2 on disc 1. 3 and 4 on disc 2, In the Hood and Back to the Hood on disc 4, and then Leprechaun Origins got its own separate DVD. Now, here's why this set's great, guys. It's still available. You can get this online. I think the slipcover would probably not come with it because of the age of this, but I still love this collection. I really do. I remember when I got this, I was so happy. But this is another reason I really love this, guys. This release had great special features. As a matter of fact, there's making ofs on here. This was when special features were still like, you had to put special features on releases. Now, what was great about this was if you go to watch part 2, and then you decide to put on the special features for part 2, what kills me is the director actually talked about, you know, when the movie came out, he is a director, you know, and he's, directing these motion pictures. He recalls hanging out with his friends at a bar, talking. He's like, yeah, you know, I directed, like Leprechaun 2 came on TV or something, and he was telling his friends that are his friends. He's like, oh yeah, I directed that one, and they were laughing like, yeah, that's funny. And he's like, no, like, I actually did direct Leprechaun 2. And he says, like, their friends actually had to look it up on their phones, and they were like, holy crap, that was you. So it's just funny how, you know, these films, and this is the truth. Stop for a second. Put your phone down. If you're watching this video on your phone, you can't really do that. But let's be honest. When you think about the Leprechaun movies, I don't think anybody could tell you the name of the director from any of these sequels off memory. Maybe some people, if they're just really big fans, like this Leppy Lad guy on the internet that loves Leprechaun. But on average, I don't think any of us could. I know I can't. I can't name a director for a Leprechaun movie. So I get it. I would have been the same if I was at the table and I knew the guy. I'd probably would have been like, no, you didn't. Because who's looking at the names for the directors on the Leprechaun films? That's not a slight to the movies. It's just, you know, we're watching it to see Warwick Davis. So the features on these are great. And to be honest with you, look, there is always going to be an audience that could say, we need to see Leprechaun on 4K. We need the first movie on 4K. We need the second movie on 4K. If they were to do a Leprechaun movie on 4K, I definitely think it should be the first movie. Not because it's the first one, but I actually think it's got all the right reasons to have it. It was shot on film. I think all of them were up until maybe Back in the Hood. Even that one might have been shot on film, quite frankly. They all might have been shot on film, but, you know, this one was shot on film. It was, you know, it was a nice small budget movie. You could probably put it towards like what those Avco Embassy small budget movies were. That was a small budget company back in the day, but they were like a big small budget company. It's got that feel of like an Avco Embassy type movie, and a lot of it was shot outdoors. So you're getting all that beautiful natural sunlight. There's depths in the image. You can see the background of the mountains in the town. You could really get that 4K crispness from it. You could really see like the natural depth of field in the image. It would look great on 4K if they did part 1. Probably the same for 2 and 3 for sure, but I think if they ever did a 4K, if they did, would I get it? The truth is yes. But I think if they ever did it, part 1 would look cool on 4K. But the truth is, do we need it? The honest answer is probably not. Will it ever happen? You know what? I don't know. Because here's where it gets interesting. So let's move on. So guys, this is still available. I highly recommend this set. If you don't, especially if you're not into steelbooks. But this set is just great. It is a workhorse set. It'll get the job done. That sort of thing. I think there was even a DVD set called The Pot of Gore that included a number of films up until a certain point. I don't have that. So, you know, Halloween 2018 comes out, and everybody's over the moon excited about Halloween 2018. I mean, it took the world by storm, but it started this notion of, hey, let's get sequels out that kind of just go with the first movie. Now, this is the one Leprechaun film on Blu-ray in America that you have to own by itself, as far as I'm concerned. Let me just double-check something. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Yeah, that is the case. Yeah, you have to buy this movie separately. And the truth is, this is in my top 3. I absolutely love this movie. I'm talking about the sci-fi original that came out in 2019, I think. 2018, 2019. I'm talking about Leprechaun Returns. Now, this is, like I said, this has its own individual Blu-ray release. You can probably get this online for cheap. Leprechaun Returns is, in fact, a legacy sequel. I guess that's what they're called, a requel. People have terminologies for it. I never keep up with it, so apologize. Basically, this is a movie that takes place years later, and it basically is a connective tissue movie to part 1. It's the daughter of Jennifer Aniston's character in the movie, and she is, you know, staying at that cabin that we saw in the first movie. Leprechaun is back, but we also see the return of Ozzy in the opening of the film. Great scene. Now, another gentleman played Leprechaun in this movie. His name is Lyndon Porco, I think. I think it's Lyndon something. He did a stellar job. The makeup for Leprechaun Origins was great. I love the look. And the thing about Lyndon's Leprechaun is he has that same kind of, you know, talking style that Warwick does, but you also kind of have a little trouble understanding what he's saying when he starts, you know, going after people and taking them out. And you would think it would be annoying because you're like, what did he say? But it's kind of really charming. I mean, you can pick up what he's saying. It's kind of like that crazy uncle you have where he starts talking, but you pick up the last 2 words and then you figure out what he was saying. That's kind of the Leprechaun in this film. But guys, this is a really fun movie. It premiered on Sci-Fi, but then it got the Lionsgate Blu-ray release, and I really love this one. So I have a feeling there's still a number of people that probably never saw Leprechaun Returns. I think if you want to get this right here, let me put them like this. If you want to get this set right here, you can get this and probably save a good bit of money, unless you want to get some of these collections I'm about to talk about. But these came out at a good price. This is still available, probably very cheap, and you can still get this box set collection, the Blu-ray box set collection. The slipcovers might be an issue, so if you want those, you might have to go on eBay or something like that. But you know, you never know. You just never know. If you're a person that's not worried about it, you can go on Amazon right now and get these, no issue. If you want the slipcovers, you'd probably go on eBay. There's a chance you could still get them on eBay. On Amazon, it's hard to say. You know, but that was the way I got the movies. But what's interesting is now Lionsgate is deciding we got to put Leprechaun back out. The sales of these are strong, and people seem to be happy with it. Now, I think Lionsgate probably paid attention to, and quite frankly, I think they are one of the companies that just genuinely pays attention to the requests of physical media fans. What we saw happen with boutique labels around 2012, 13, 14, 15 is the clamoring for the original artwork. People were so excited about that. They wanted original artwork on releases because it brings a sense of nostalgia and all that stuff, and we love that. Well, Lionsgate put out this steelbook in 2019, 2020. Yes, it's 2019. So this is 5 years old now. And it was the Leprechaun collection. Now, at first, I remember when I heard about this, I was like, well, it's nothing new. I don't know if I want it. When I saw what the release looked like, my jaw hit the floor. This was the 2019 Steelbook collection with the original artwork on the front. You see leprechauns peeking through the door. That's such a creepy shot of Warwick coming through the door, and you see the hues of green behind him. It's great. On the spine, you'll see it says the Leprechaun 7-film collection in the original movie font. And on the back, it's simple, but you've got like a bloody shamrock. Now, this was somewhat of a collector's item, and I think it actually sold pretty fast. But as you can see, disc-wise, it's the same. But what's cool is on the background, you can see it's a bunch of golden coins. His gold. And what I prefer with steelbooks is this, the flap. Because this is actually a sturdy flap. You can take it out. It's got the little divots right there, but it's very sturdy. It's not falling out. So this is actually a really great way to package a steelbook. I really like this. But the same thing, Leprechaun 1 and 2 special features, 3 and 4 special features, Leprechaun in the Hood and Back to the Hood special features, and then Leprechaun Origins right there. So this was a set that I really love. Maybe you watching this has this set. But yeah, just a great set. Really enjoyed this one. And like I said, I think, so when this came out, this was during the time where Best Buy had this thing going on with a bunch of steelbooks. There was this, there was a Saw steelbook, there was just a number of them. The Halloween 2018, they did 2 steelbooks for that movie. And I remember when I went to my Best Buy during this time, there was a rack with each of them. There was like 3 or 4 with each, and there was only 1 Leprechaun left. So I dare say that this was probably the best-selling of those steelbook collections at the time. So this is something you'd probably have to eBay, but I like the set a lot, always have. And I actually use this set. As you can see, I've got some dings and nicks on it from using it. But I know with some people, when they get the steelbooks, they like to get the cases for them and keep them nice. And I'm not really that kind of person, but with this release, if you got that, I would definitely keep it. That's the only thing that's bad about getting the black. You know, when it's not has a lot of color, you can see the nicks and scratches on it and stuff like that. But yeah, really cool. Really cool. I love that set. And you would say, well, that's cool, Christian. Thanks for letting me see all those. That's pretty cool. Maybe I'll, I'm getting into physical media because it's amazing the messages I get of people still getting into physical media. There's one more. And this is the reason I wanted to do this video. These have stayed in stock still. And I saw these at my Walmart as soon as 3 days ago. So this should still be available online, and you should still be able to go to a big city Walmart. Remember, there's 3 layers of Walmart. There's the A-tier Walmart, the B-tier Walmart, and the C-tier. Big cities are going to be A-tier Walmarts. They're going to have the predominance of the physical media releases. The B-tier Walmarts are going to be smaller. They're not going to really focus on the higher formats, the 4Ks and Blu-rays. They're going to have stuff on DVD. You'll get the Shudder stuff, but it's going to be DVD releases. And then the C Walmarts are just small-town, rural areas. So think about that. Go to one of your A-town Walmarts, a big city Walmart, and you can find this. So last year for Halloween, Lionsgate put out a collection of movies on steelbooks. And I just fell in love with them. I just thought they were great. And the best one I actually thought was this one. This is the Halloween edition Leprechaun collection steelbook set. And they all have this uniformity look. They kind of going for like this 50s artwork style. I've done a video on all these. You should check that out. But I saw all of them at my Walmart. I saw Leprechaun. I saw Saw. I saw Blair Witch. I saw the Rob Zombie 1 and 2. And I think it's great that they're still in stock because I think a lot of people wanted these and they were like, I couldn't find them. They sold out online. I think they're bringing them back. So, and what's cool about this, let's say you're like, well, I've got the old ones. I need something different. I need just something. I'm not saying I need to have this or that. The bad news is this still doesn't have Leprechaun Origins. Returns. The bad news is this does have Leprechaun Origins. So this you're going to have to buy separately. That's just the way it is. Why they don't include that in the sets now, I don't know why they never did that. But, so here it is, the Leprechaun collection. This is what I love. The image on the back, that shot of Lep is just fantastic. What is cool about this, though, is they actually repressed discs for these and gave them all different art. Now, the only unfortunate thing, you got to be careful with these kinds of releases because this is the stacked discs. You just got to make sure you don't damage them, and that's kind of not hard to do with these releases. Let me see if I can get this out so you can see the artwork on the back. But I think it's great that they actually brought these back into the fold. So, God, this is difficult to get out, guys. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a fan of this. There we go. But they went the extra mile on these. Which, look at that shot of Leprechaun on that side. And they even have font, be careful what you wish for. They did a good job with that kind of stuff. Let's see. I'm wrong. I'm totally wrong. This does have Leprechaun Returns. This does have Leprechaun Returns. So this set is better than this set. This comes with Leprechaun Returns. I was so wrong. And it's on its own disc. If I can get it out. Again, guys, that's the only downfall about this is the way these discs are stacked in here. So you get artwork in there too. So that is cool. And it even says right there, I should have saw volumes 1 through 8. So if you are, this is great. Now I'm glad I did this video, because now if you want to get all the Leprechaun films on high def and you haven't gotten it before, you can go to Walmart and get this one, and you've got them all. You've got them all. I'm so glad that I pulled these off. For some reason, I was under the impression that this did not have Leprechaun Returns. And I'm so glad that I'm wrong about that. So there you go, guys. This is a set that I would recommend over going out of the way to getting this. And you still may be able to come out cheaper on Amazon with this than the other way, guys. So, you know, you've got some viable options. This is available at Walmart still. So if you're wanting to get the Leprechaun films in high definition, you've got two really good options. You can get these separately in Blu-ray form, or you can get the Steelbook, which is going to have returns in it. I don't know why I didn't realize that they didn't have returns in it. Just silly. I know I did a video on it. I probably just forgot. But guys, there it is. That is the Leprechaun films in high definition, and the multiple ways you can get it. So, but like I said, if you're a region-free person, you go on Amazon.ge Germany or whatever, .du whatever, you can get them individually on Blu-ray. But you know, with a series like this, I think it's nice to just own all the films and sets like that. But like, and if you're not high def, you can get them individually on DVD, which I think would be cool too if you're into that sort of thing still. But they do look good on Blu-ray, quite frankly. And it's nice to see that makeup and everything in high def. So there you go, guys. I thought it would be fun to go over the Leprechaun films in high def. Let me know your thoughts on those films down below. Let me know your favorite Leprechaun movie and which sets you want or have. I'd love to know. Thank you guys for watching this video. This is your old pal CHH. And bring back the Shamrock Shake. Huge, giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind-the-scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.